Hello, Leo. Welcome back. I just pulled cards for you, and honestly, I need to take a moment here because what came through is really significant. This reading feels like one of those conversations where we need to sit down with tea and just talk about what has been happening in your world. The energy here is not about blame or fault. It is about divine timing and necessary endings that are making space for something so much better. Let me just say this upfront. If you have been feeling like something in your life recently ended or shifted and you have been questioning whether you did something wrong or if you could have prevented it, this reading is going to bring you so much clarity. The cards are showing me that certain chapters close not because we failed, but because we outgrew them. And Leo, you are being shown that what felt like a loss was actually the universe protecting you and redirecting you toward your true path. So I am pulling out my deck here, and the first card that came out is Death. Now, before anyone panics, let me tell you that this card is one of the most misunderstood in the entire tarot deck. Death is not about physical endings. It is about transformation and necessary closure. When I see this card for Leo in November, I am getting such strong energy about a significant chapter that has recently closed or is in the process of closing right now. This could be a relationship, a job, a living situation, a friendship, or even an old version of yourself that you have been holding onto. What strikes me most about death appearing here, the sense of inevitability it carries. This card is telling me that whatever ended or is ending was meant to happen. There was no amount of effort, compromise, or willpower that could have sustained it beyond its natural lifespan. And Leo, I know your sign tends to hold on with such fierce loyalty and determination. So accepting that something had to end regardless of how much you cared or tried can feel really challenging. But death is here to tell you that this ending is not a reflection of your worth or your efforts. It is simply time. The energy around this card feels like autumn leaves falling from trees. The tree does not fail when its leaves fall. It is following the natural cycle of life. Those leaves must fall so that new growth can come in spring. Same thing here, Leo. What is falling away from your life right now is making room for new growth, new opportunities, new connections that are more aligned with who you are becoming. I am also picking up that some of you might have been in situations where you were giving way more than you were receiving, where you were dimming your natural light to make others comfortable, or where you were staying in something familiar even though it stopped feeling right a long time ago. Death is confirming that the ending was necessary for your evolution. And here is something really important. This card often appears when we are on the verge of a major personal transformation. You are not the same person you were 6 months ago, and the universe is clearing away everything that does not match your new frequency. I keep hearing the phrase no fault. It was just time. That is the message death wants you to understand deeply. You can release any guilt, any second guessing, any wondering if you should have done something differently. The answer is no. This was meant to happen exactly as it did. The second card I pulled is Four of Wands, and this card is bringing such a refreshing, hopeful energy after death. Four of Wands is all about celebration, stability, homecoming, and reaching a milestone worth acknowledging. What I find really beautiful here is that this card is showing me your future. Leo, after this period of endings and transformation, you are moving into a phase of genuine happiness and stability. This is not just surface level good times. This is deep contentment and feeling like you finally found your place. For some of you, Four of Wands is literal. I am seeing new living situations. Maybe moving to a place that feels more like home than anywhere you have lived before. Some of you might be creating a space that truly reflects who you are, decorating in a way that makes you feel peaceful and inspired. There is this energy of putting down roots, but in a place and situation that actually deserves your energy. Others of you might be building or strengthening your chosen family, surrounding yourself with people who celebrate you rather than tolerate you. But beyond the literal interpretations, Four of Wands is telling me about an internal homecoming. After the Death card and all that transformation, you are coming home to yourself. You are reconnecting with parts of yourself that got lost or suppressed in whatever situation just ended. I am picking up on Leo energy that was being contained or criticized. And now you are in a phase where you get to be fully yourself again without apology. The Four of Wands often shows up when we have done the hard work of releasing what no longer serves us. And now we get to enjoy the fruits of that difficult choice. There is also a strong sense of celebration with this card, not just celebrating outcomes, but celebrating your courage, your resilience, your willingness to walk away from what was not right even when it was comfortable or familiar. You should be proud of yourself, Leo. The fact that Four of Wands follows death in this reading tells me that you are not going to be stuck in grief or regret for long. You are moving toward joy, toward community, toward situations that feel stable and supportive. I also keep getting this message about timing, that what you are building now has strong foundations because you took the time to clear away what was not working. You are not rushing into the next thing. You are being intentional about what you allow into your life moving forward. The third card that came through is the Fool, and this is making so much sense with the previous cards. The Fool is the beginning of the journey. It is about new starts, leaps of faith, and stepping into the unknown with optimism and trust. After death cleared the old and Four of Wands showed you the stability waiting for you, the Fool is saying that you have a fresh start ahead. This is not just a minor shift, Leo. This is a complete new beginning. Think of it as a blank page, a reset button, a chance to create your life in alignment with who you truly are now. What I love about the Fool in this position is that it carries such innocent, pure energy. There is no baggage here, no cynicism, no bitterness from past disappointments. The Fool is able to start fresh because it does not drag the past into the future. And that is what you are being called to do, Leo. You have done the grieving, you have done the processing, and now you get to approach life with a renewed sense of possibility. This card is telling me that you are entering a phase where you feel younger, lighter, more optimistic than you have in a while. Some of you might be starting something completely new, maybe a creative project, a business venture, going back to school, or exploring a passion you put on hold. The Fool encourages taking those leaps, saying yes to opportunities even when you do not have all the answers figured out. But what strikes me most is the trust factor with this card. The Fool does not have a detailed map or a safety net, but it trusts that the universe will support each step. You are being asked to cultivate that same trust. Leo, trust that the ending you experienced was making space for this new beginning. Trust that you do not need to have everything figured out right now. Trust that as you take each step forward, the path will reveal itself. I am also getting a message about playfulness and spontaneity. Leo energy naturally has this, but sometimes life circumstances can weigh that down. The Fool is bringing back your sense of adventure and willingness to try things just because they sound fun or interesting. This can manifest as travel for some of you, or simply being more open to experiences that take you outside your comfort zone. The Fool reminds us that not everything has to be serious and planned. Sometimes the best things happen when we allow ourselves to be spontaneous and follow our curiosity. Now, the fourth card I am seeing is Page of Swords. And this is interesting because it adds a layer of mental clarity and communication to your reading. Page of Swords is that energy of being curious, asking questions, seeking truth, and communicating directly. After the Fool shows you stepping into new beginnings, Page of Swords is saying that you are also entering a phase of mental sharpness and clearer communication. You are not just moving forward blindly, you are moving forward with awareness and discernment. This card often appears when we are learning something new or developing new ways of thinking and communicating. I am picking up that some of you might be studying something, taking courses, or simply consuming information that expands your perspective. Page of Swords is naturally curious and wants to understand how things work. You might find yourself asking more questions, being less willing to accept things at face value, and wanting to dig deeper into subjects that interest you. There is also a strong communication theme here. Some of you might be finding your voice in ways you have not before. Maybe you have been quiet about your needs or your boundaries, and Page of Swords is encouraging you to speak up with clarity and confidence. This card can indicate having important conversations that clear the air or set the record straight. For others, this might be about written communication, maybe starting a blog, journaling more, or expressing yourself through writing in some way. What I find really significant about Page of Swords in this reading is that it follows the Fool. So you are not just leaping into the unknown naively. You are taking that leap with your eyes open and your mind sharp. You are asking the right questions, gathering information, and being strategic even as you embrace new beginnings. This is a really empowering combination because it shows that you can be optimistic and adventurous while also being smart and discerning. The Page of Swords is also telling me that you are learning from past experiences without being limited by them. You are taking the wisdom you gained and applying it to your new chapter in practical ways. The fifth card here is Judgment, and this is such a powerful card to appear in your reading. Leo, Judgment is about awakening, higher calling, reckoning, and seeing everything clearly. When this card shows up, it usually indicates a moment of profound realization or a call to step into your higher purpose. Combined with everything else in this reading, Judgment is telling me that what you are experiencing is not just a random series of events. It is a spiritual awakening and a call to live more authentically. Judgment often appears during times when we are being asked to evaluate our lives honestly and make decisions based on our highest good rather than fear or obligation. The fact that this follows death, Four of Wands, the Fool, and Page of Swords tells me that you are in the process of a complete life review and reset. You are seeing things about your past, your patterns, your relationships, and your choices with crystal clarity. Things that you might have made excuses for or overlooked before are now obvious, and you cannot unsee them. But here is what makes Judgment different from just realization. It is also about redemption and second chances. This card is saying that you are being given an opportunity to rise to a higher version of yourself. Whatever mistakes or missteps happened in the past, Judgment wipes the slate clean and asks what you want to do moving forward with this new awareness. I am getting such a strong sense that some of you are feeling called to something bigger, maybe a purpose or mission that you have been ignoring or putting off. Judgment is the universe saying the time is now. You are ready for this. Step up. For Leo specifically, this card feels especially significant because your sign naturally wants to shine and make an impact. But sometimes you might have been shining in the wrong arena or for the wrong audience. Judgment is recalibrating your sense of purpose so that your light is directed toward what truly matters to you. This might mean career changes for some, relationship changes for others, or simply a shift in how you spend your time and energy. The key message is about alignment. You are being called to align your daily life with your deepest values and your soul's purpose. This is not about perfection. It is about authenticity and integrity. The final card that came through is the Hermit, and this brings such important energy to close out your reading. The Hermit is about introspection, solitude, inner wisdom, and taking time for yourself. After all the transformation shown by death, the celebration of Four of Wands, the new beginning of the Fool, the mental clarity of Page of Swords, and the awakening of Judgment, the Hermit is saying that you also need time to integrate everything. This is not a card about loneliness. It is about intentional solitude and going inward. Leo, I know your sign is naturally social and loves being around people, but the Hermit is suggesting that right now you need some time alone to process everything that has happened and everything that is shifting. This does not mean isolating yourself completely, but it does mean carving out space for reflection, meditation, journaling, or simply being quiet with your thoughts. The Hermit carries a lantern, which represents inner guidance and wisdom. You have all the answers you need within you, but you can only access them when you turn down the external noise and listen to your inner voice. I am also picking up that the Hermit is about discernment regarding who and what you allow into your space during this transitional period. Not everyone needs access to you right now, and that is okay. You are in a phase of becoming, and you need to protect your energy while you are in this vulnerable, transformative state. The Hermit knows that sometimes the most powerful growth happens in solitude, away from the opinions and influences of others. This card is encouraging you to trust your own counsel above anyone else's. There is also a sense with the Hermit that you are reconnecting with your own wisdom. Maybe you have been seeking answers externally, asking others what they think you should do, looking for validation or direction from outside sources. The Hermit is turning you back toward yourself, reminding you that you know what is right for you. You have accumulated so much wisdom through your experiences, especially through what recently ended. And now is the time to honor that wisdom and let it guide you forward. What I find really beautiful about the Hermit closing this reading is that it suggests you are moving into a phase of deeper self-understanding and spiritual maturity. You are not just reacting to life. You are consciously choosing how you want to show up and what kind of life you want to create. The Hermit takes time to contemplate, to understand the bigger picture, to see patterns and connections that are not obvious in the chaos of daily life. You are being given that same opportunity now. So let me pull all of this together for you, Leo. This reading is telling a clear story about endings, transformation, and new beginnings. Death came through to confirm that yes, something significant has ended or is ending. And no, it was not your fault. It was simply time. That ending was necessary for your growth and evolution. Then Four of Wands showed you that stability, happiness, and a sense of home are waiting for you on the other side of this transition. You are building something real and lasting, and it is going to feel so much better than what you left behind. The Fool came through to say that you are getting a fresh start, a new beginning where you can approach life with optimism and trust. You do not need to carry the weight of the past into this new chapter. Page of Swords added that you are moving forward with clarity, communication skills, and a sharp mind. You are learning, questioning, and expressing yourself more authentically. Then Judgment appeared to confirm that this is a spiritual awakening, a call to your higher purpose, and an opportunity to align your life with your deepest values. Finally, the Hermit closed everything out by reminding you to take time for introspection, to trust your inner wisdom, and to be selective about your energy and who you share it with during this transformative period. This is your time to go inward, process, integrate, and emerge with a deeper understanding of yourself and what you truly want. The overall message of this reading is really about divine timing and trust. What ended needed to end so that you could evolve. The discomfort you have been feeling is growing pains, not punishment. You are being redirected towards something so much better aligned with who you are becoming. The universe is not testing you or making you suffer. It is lovingly pushing you toward your highest good, even when the path there requires letting go of what is familiar. I want you to really sit with the phrase "no fault. It was just time." That is the core message here. Release the guilt, the second guessing, the wondering if you could have done something differently. You could not have, because it was time for that chapter to close. And now you are standing at the beginning of something new with the wisdom you gained, the clarity you developed, and the courage you built through that ending. If you are a Leo watching this and any part of this resonated with you, I would love to hear about it. Sometimes we need confirmation that what we are experiencing is part of a bigger plan, and that is exactly what this reading is offering you. You are exactly where you need to be, doing exactly what you need to do, even if it does not feel comfortable right now. Trust the process, trust yourself, and trust that the universe has your back. Thank you so much for being here and letting me share these messages with you. Take care of yourself, Leo. Give yourself grace during this transition. Better things are coming.